Today I'm going to be telling you how to pronounce the most common job titles. It's very important to be able to introduce yourself and say maybe what your job is to someone. Maybe you have problems pronouncing the title of your job or somebody else's job. This is the video that's going to help you today. Alright you lot, this is Elliot from ETJ English, and like I said, we're going to be focusing on just singular words today. Maybe some of them will be 2 words, but we're going to learn how to pronounce them so that you can talk about job titles without feeling worried about how you're pronouncing it. These are actually based on the most common comments that I receive on my YouTube channel. Lots of people tell me what their job is. I've created a list of the most common titles that I've seen in the comments. Now this is just going to be the basics. If you really need the detailed way of pronouncing all of these sounds, the vowels, the consonants, the stress, then what you're going to need to do is join my pronunciation course. The link is in the description box below. Anyway, let's start with the first job. Now this is probably the most common job that I see written in the comment section below. Loads of you seem to be engineers. Let's talk about how we pronounce this. We start with a nice eh sound. It's very important to get that very first vowel nice and clear. Engine. Let's just start with that word, engine. Because once we get that right, all we have to do is finish with something we call a diphthong. A diphthong is a combination of 2 vowels which creates 1 vowel sound. And at the end of this word, it's ear, 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 like these, the things I hear with, my ears. So I'm an engineer. So practice going from a big smile into that very relaxed schwa sound at the end, engineer. The next one that I see very often in the comments section is an accountant. Accountant. So we start with a schwa sound, Lots of people think that we start with an a and we say accountant. However, in British English, when we have a vowel which is not stressed in a word, the stress in this word is on cow, accountant, right? So because this first vowel is not stressed, and usually when it's the letter A, it will be changed into a schwa sound. Just like when we say about instead of about. So it would be accountant, accountant. Now with that N in the middle, you need to kind of just get your tongue on the top of your mouth. Accountant, accountant. So for example, I'm an accountant. Try and finish with the T, but you don't have to. Lots of British people will drop that T at the end of their words and they would say, I'm an accountant, right? So we're kind of stopping the T in our throat at the end of that word. A bit like when we say a lot instead of a lot. Okay, so you could say accountant, but I usually recommend pronouncing that T at the end just to make it nice and clear. Another very common one, a lawyer, oi, oi. Okay, so we have a really nice sound in there. Lawyer, lawyer. We're finishing with a schwa sound because it finishes with ER. Words which finish with the sound, as an American would pronounce, we will pronounce with an lawyer. Watch my mouth. Lawyer. Okay, it's quite a nice word, that. An American would call this an attorney, but we don't say that, we say lawyer. And of course, this is my job, lots of other people's jobs, lots of people that watch my videos are teachers. Teacher. So we do this nice, a bit like t-shirt, teacher. Teacher. The stress, T, teacher. So remember, when we stress a syllable in a word, our tone will go up. Maybe it will sound a little bit longer. And the unstressed syllable will be nice and relaxed. Teacher. I'm a teacher. If you do a lot of translating, you could be a translator. Translator. Lay. So, of course, again, lots of these job titles have diphthongs in them. These double vowel sounds that we have. A. So watch my mouth. E. A. Translator. So we're starting with an finishing with an E. Translator. I know it finishes with OR, but that's still an sound in American English. So we will pronounce it with a schwa, an So it's not just for ER, it's also for OR. For example, my next one, doctor, doctor. So this one's quite difficult because we have a consonant cluster in the middle. We have to do a k and we have to do a t. Kt. So I like to imagine the mouth like a machine. Now imagine that you're pulling something and it's making something work. When you create that k sound, you should imagine that it releases almost like you're spitting. So kt, kt, doctor, doctor. Now you can start by really stressing that consonant cluster, but eventually you need to start relaxing it. Doctor, doctor, and of course finish with a. I'm a doctor. This one has a very difficult vowel sound which lots of people hate. It's the sound. Now to create this sound, we open the mouth quite relaxed, very similar to how the mouth is when we create the schwa sound, But we need to make it longer. The tongue needs to be kind of in the middle of the mouth. And imagine, like I've told you before in one of my videos, imagine you can smell something really bad. Right? Nurse, nurse. And finally, lots of people in the comments section tell me that they work as a secretary. Now an American would pronounce this with an extra syllable in there. We actually relax this word a lot in British English. Secretary, secretary. That's that sound in the middle. Secretary. So I work as a secretary. So that's your lot for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheers guys, bye.